my powerful or Ashanti Prime TV. Clock it.
Odia Solomon Pokuni. Ye Fred Mabe Fede, near Bepe TV, or Becansem Papa Trey, no Bami Huno, Papa Ecoso Ewiase. Tis ye TV Papa, near Tiensempa, Ewo Creamudia. Ye fun to baby, I say, Ashanti Prime TV. A one I'm afraid of Bia, it is Foul TV Neto, Ashanti Prime TV. Keep watching Ashanti Prime TV. We love you all. God bless you.
Ashanti Prime TV. Aha, and I'm not carrying the wall.
You didn't come over your fear, and conquer ase. Yet them, any impo, Yesukum. San commodio when your day by TV so. Na yababi didn't come to show away any direction be a young commo na yedi. A sem and a yaka. Ye echo so our boom, a become politics kakra, a become religion kakra, a become entertainment kakra. Any day I came in, I was here. So you are to me, so what talent to be a ever from now yet to me any wedding come near and so at the account. Jumedia, me bohon the actually the pot show. The pot show a social discussion. I hear baby near that tackle societal problems, challenges. I nipa a war massive. Pot show is a public discussion space for social challenges. A platform that gives voices to everyone. I mean everyone, right? Na yendi ni din komo na sasa shenbia matero din wachiku ho no eho bebusa wonsama wani nna so se bebusa eho ana be expose eho ana be kire se wachiku ho enti kame ho na hwe me solo base na yendi jumade we efia da bia 5 p.m. our Ashanti Prime TV. Ashanti Prime TV. Aha na nakware no wo depo show me no mienu nkomodi bidasi
Asante your mind. Ni sentina Ashanti Prime TV. Did you median was could be air bustle. Ni atoni din say Spotlight Hub. Any trending issue. Me wasonfo. Genial Diamond. And did you medie eba somo. Jada bia. Any wokwada bia. 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Na you medie shisha subutu. So ye up and coming musician, actor, actress, Empo social media influencer. Don't hear any say obefa number na. Chago screen nasino. Fraying. Nani endin sa wasway. No be yet dachi enstroma. Spotlight Hub Jumedie yisudie. Still release interview. Na se eshemumpua. Ubetu. Ashanti Prime TV. Aha. Enane kreno. Ewo.
Action. Action media. Audition. Yeah, audition can see me. Our action media. Yeah, series. Can see pa. Obian van winning. We a penino, we are quadao. I'm not telling my banana. Yeah, Bibia. Action media. Yeah, series can see. And ya bebu Ashanti TV so. Obian van winning. Boy, me gina mubi. Obian van winning. Frère number na chance agu ate no me see frère number no thank you Ashanti Prime TV enam tie ni mu no boy magi medwa ye duru ha se dia na ye nsem akese nko a se wo pe nsem no kore atie ana wo pasem papa I wo Ashanti mem Ghana mem be bia wiase be bia atie dia hwe Ashanti Prime TV ho no kore no ewo me see Ashanti Prime TV. So people tie news pa ana wo pe baby a asem a ye ka no unko bisu obi na pe no kore wo mu a hwe Ashanti Prime TV no kore no ahanko ana wo
bebre na akoso ewo yemmem ha enne nkofo amanso empeni say ade achi na say anti asemfufra enne na yachi na maybe so what in ye akoso social media ho be kire aba fontinta fidie ni so woni ni akoso ewo ho no enne na dwebre na tie me adwo adempo me ne mapamfo ewo Ashanti Prime TV ebina da bia enne ya wada bia wabra aboy ni me no nu wabra ye di dwumede on waso bia to di prime trend
ebrewo wo prime trendy so ameni mapamfie besim konya ne de nsam a wonte da na wonfa wani ehu da egun saniani ne abobo mu ne de no kra no ato ne da sansen pani say de ade ne da no won found to wa eya na free talk afen so wo prime trendy so no ye be ma wakonya na so de wadwenkyere aba eni kasa we sanso mu ne say prime trend jumedie mu no afa baby wo a obesiria enunti na mse shiame adwoa dempo meni mapamfo ewo Ashanti Prime TV clock it
Odi Solomon Opokunie ye fra dwuma ba fie die ne ye bepe TV a obeka nsem papa a kire yen na oba me yehunu no papa a ekoso ewo wiase tisi ye pe TV papa ne ye tie nsem pa ewo kura yimu dia ye fanto ba bia se Ashanti Prime TV ewa na mehwe le de bia entizo fa TV na to Ashanti Prime TV. Keep watching Ashanti Prime TV. We love you all. God bless you.
Ashanti Prime TV. Aha, ena no kware ne wo.
Yedi nkomo ewo ya fiefiem. Enkwankwan ni ase. Ye dem ene empo yesukum. Saa nkomodie we ne yede ba TV so. Na ya ba bedi nkomo. Twhwe we eni direction bia. Eye nkomo na yedi. Asem ana ye ka. Ye ekoso ewo abrabom. Ebe kan politics kakra. Ebe kan religion kakra. Ebe kan entertainment kakra. Ene de aka nyina e wo se ye. So we anyum tuni, so what talent be a yebe from na ye tuni any wedding komo near so e dey aka ho. Jumadi ya mi bo ho daru akrewe e the pot show. The pot show a social discussion a ba behwe near ya tackle societal problems, challenges nipa ewo masitinem. Pot show is a public discussion space, social challenges, a platform that gives voices to everyone. I mean everyone, right? Na yendi ani eni din komo na saa session bi a matino din wachiku ho no eho bebusa won sama wani na so se bebusa eho ana be expose eho ana be kire se wachiku ho enti kame ho na hwe me solo base na yendi jumadi we efia da bia 5
Premo ato omanade shemi mo bibiara hanma mo makwaba ediaba Ashanti Prime TV so emra son sensema yensa kan yede ba besom mo ewo Kaseɛbɔ kwan so ne ewo man Ghana eni ama hodro so ene obepie mu ewo man Ghana hwasia His Excellency John Dramani Mahama edin sembi ato abontene san so no so afọ hwa ama hodro so nsem so onimonyamfo Samuel Okujetu ablakwa akasa ensem we ne nsema oduro pie kan yede ba besom mo ewo simeji asante mi amde Kaseɛbɔ so medi amejeso ene mesna sat mi twam hotel Mesan so mo akwa babiem ediaba Ashanti Prime TV so shane so ma me se Kaseɛ obenya bi e wa ba fontenten fidie so nyina ahwe Facebook Ashanti Prime TV, YouTube Ashanti Prime TV na TikTok enso Ashanti Prime TV o share no comment wa like ni wa share de amame afa ka me ho na yendo ensem no musiko ene Ghana mampanyi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ordinary probo akwa akopiem wo kaso a wini ba kwantempon nsiesie a oye wo so na bi okopiem wo hɔ no no kasa de ato abontene se Ghana fo ebeka ya ebra opa dwumadi edi ana eda so any big push ho entoma no What can be say a year contract, ye idea, a year Ghanaian contractors in your beshe ediamo, Mosenki, Quaco Bruni, a free Nucromus, may your coin, they were Beshena Ghana, a year addition now, your coin, our dear Shawan, San Copium Mokasa, a dear Trabonton, so her said your coin, a qua woon and Honda. So did you make you say a share Ghana and penning for ensign?
Big push project. We cut the sword on the Dawenya Afienya Road, and I served notice to the public that we're going to go through some inconvenience, but we needed to do that in order that we can have a better road network. And so I can understand the frustration of commuters on this road, but like the minister said, help is on the way. I've inspected the road, I've seen the progress of work, the quality of work, and I think that the contractor has done a good job. It reinforces our confidence in the capacity of Ghanaian contractors to be able to do world-class projects like any international contractor. And so the progress of work is good, and we're hoping that we should be able to open through this whole stretch from Kaswa to Winneba by the end of the year, or at least in the first quarter of next year.
America Krenie and na Ghana Adesia or South Africa no Mumfano, a Honoguno so a cry sans at a near to Puenya grow, and a more firm was South Africa. No, I'm so many or may you so for share among who draw some swim when for some locujeto, a black Casa Ediato Bontonis or best a South African penning for say one share na a Ghana and South Africa Cardian Kay Mia for Yina, a Bibi Mamma and my Biana, a Sidane. And I in net to know near every crumbs of the baby beardy. Now, Bema this year, I share it to a Bruno. A idea so South Africa being mad this year, and so our Hanum saying and so Ghana. Ye, you almost say, I had the antecedent, ye, the Abidu Kruma, or ye, sent to a best reason penning for any other share or Honum Lika such day. Now, Sani Mana or Yenu, Unyai.
Condemn that. And we must remind those fringe elements who are in the extreme minority that they cannot divide us, that we remain united in our common struggles, in our common destiny, and that our solidarity is unshaken, is unbreakable, and we will continue to band together as Africans. And that is why we will continue to hold more PJCCs with our African brothers and sisters, and we'll continue to roll out policies that are forward-looking to attract more Africans. And that's why you heard President Mahama recently, during the state visit of President Mnangagwa of Zimbabwe, announce that next month, when Ghana rolls out a new e-visa policy, Africans will not be charged any fees. You will apply for your visa, be vetted, be screened, but you will not pay the fees that others will pay. We continue to believe in Pan-Africanism, and we continue to believe that it is only when Africa unites that Africa's full potential will be realized, as our founder, the Osagefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, said. So it is really regrettable that at this time, when we've won such a huge victory at the United Nations, the Global South has come together, all Africans, people of African descent have come together, 123 countries sending a clear message against the transatlantic enslavement of our forebears, that in this modern era, we will see such hatred, such xenophobia against each other, against Africans. It is totally unacceptable, it is condemnable, and we will do everything as a government to protect our nationals and to make sure that we demand from the South African government to protect our citizens and to keep them safe, because they owe them that duty of care. Just as we will continue to make sure that all South Africans living in Ghana are safe, are protected, and we will not encourage any reprisal attack. We will condemn it, and we will not even contemplate it. And we know that Ghanaians are very welcoming, very hospitable, very peace-loving people, and they would not do that. So
now sanse nkrona mu ena mrashibejani edimatuma kwangoma abato mpesua so eyon monyamfo kofi amankwa amenu ense kasa ediato abontene se wo hwe ohawa Ghana dehye ayo South Africa ekomu na eyade ani enya yie penti obesre eya aso ya ehwe akwan amahodo so nsem so monyamfo Samuel Kuje to ablakwa eda no so obesre se wonya eye South Africa eye mpanimfo no kasa kire na se kobase said you nyom kasa kire wie na nyina echi no saa ena ekoso a ena na Ghana mpanimfo emfa kwan bi a so na Ghana adehye ewo honom no yensan so ema wo mo embra Ghana ha sei
ya aya na I trained to bra sabi my nyina ye try say we back together I hwese di betimi aye na my sabi atimi accordingly and want to so sha say borders be brave no bra you try say bed so sha countries need to be within Africa granted visa free say you pay a betimi to my main case said you know say visa free who could be my swan or na bra sabi any omra and say as a shed ye air posuya that's a neanu be genuinely a juma and the water South African that's a nunti sabi ye poor your maya sabi say ni pranukura to your na oni krata so your documented vote ya womra and the fire and the first now where the what you are near pool I could be a share and hospital be up so what South Africa free up but the end now see himself for the brief other countries across South Africa I said the omo ko ekutia ka edit me it is a proposal on South Africa that's why South Africa for one intimate South Africa money sabi you know if you and the down I was say say AC na AC ewo but yes sir the mind amu ayepe and the camera yepe ama and when the foreign minister brand sent Kenya become the campus this one said opposite wo Ukraine wo be hwe no Ukraine no opposition there no Ukraine said there and that your foreign minister and you be with the Kenya me na actually sabi Ghana for we bring so a South Africa e be try there bigika e be ya normal people sabi omo ye addition let's say your foreign minister said tempaya on your perform South Africa
also for show my nkita hudie nsem so eyun monyamfo Sam Nate George nene wakasa e de ato abontene se Ghana de hie binom ekeka se emre bi etwema no onye mmeye eye communications minister no ade a sebi eye emma enda ene mema eda aye ho asem akwakopiem o masibedwefie na no dam yie pa ene e ba be oni e be pass na nso ndi isi amanuko ne ba ben mu aye paw no se osoafo ne nyade a wakasa ho ebiem eno ne wakasa e de ato abontene se Ghana de hie binom e kasa na sebi wadi won ho eya opaisan sa asem na da so adam masibedwefie wo bobo ho na sa asem nso munya bobo ho wi o masibedwefie ne koto Ghana mampenye His Excellency John Dramani Mahama enimu se ekia enya de wo asem bia kadan se obepass bill no na cheso man Ghana mu ha sei sa ne ma ensem fata bi se ne ntumi enkoso e wa ha sei
gone ahead to pass it. Senegal has done the same, passed it, and even reviewed their bill to increase the sanctions. And let us be clear, it has not brought any economic sanctions on any of those countries. And so it is important that I believe that we have done this, but we will respect the processes. The processes for the passage of a private member's bill must be respected to the letter through every single phase. So even though we want expediency, I will urge that we do what the letter of the law says is the process. Let me reiterate the fact that as for the clauses, we have gone through them, we've masticated them, we will go through them expeditiously, and there is nothing new. I have seen a few suggestions that have come. We can look at the merits or demerits, but the body of the law, Mr. Chairman, remains the same. The calls from very respectable groups like the Catholic Bishops' Conference are very well placed because of how sensitive and important this is. From the office of the Chief Imam, very important calls have been made. We've been told by the Chief Imam spokesperson that the Chief Imam's pleasure is to see this bill passed before he is called to his maker. I believe that Parliament has a responsibility to grant the Chief Imam his wish and grant the Catholic bishops their wish by making sure we do what we have to do expeditiously and placing this before President Mahama. And then we can collectively demand that President Mahama signs the bill. I have all the assurances that he will do the necessary when we place the bill before him.
Adeshimayimba yetwa ensem niswene Lands Ministry and afenso Ghana Geological Resources and Pennyfo at the bedroom nkasa hujumedie ahehye so mbota nyina ne se opese Ghana adehye etiase se ya dia Ghana mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ni abre pa se wona etu fo magudi a woni eyetu mekrata no behwe ne mra no ene won edie na afenso wona etu fo magudi awie wo botu mekrata ne nso waja amna no ato ho no se ensuo entam no eno nso wo behwe ne wa mo nyina kwan no makatakata so odinsi mu nyina ato abontene no wo san chirichiri mu edi ato abontene se no nti kura na ya de aban esan de emra foforo aba beta eye emra ebo man yinsa ase eho ban no wo de emra foforo aba beta ho eno no eba beboa ama enenu obia entumi ntam na aso anana sekan ento ne kon ho se me kwakwayem akotwadua.
Before us is the key that finally unlocks the GGA's full potential. This ELA is set to operationalize the provisions of Act 928 by providing clear guidelines, standards, and procedures for the work of the GGSA. It will strengthen the GGA's capacity to deliver on its core mandate: geological mapping, mineral resource assessment, geohazard monitoring, and the provision of technical advisory services that underpin responsible mining and environmental protection. It will ensure that site and foundation investigations are conducted before major construction projects. This will help curb the alarming incidents of collapsed buildings across our country. And people do not realize that the Ghana Geological Survey have a key role to play even in the construction industry. Again, it's also designed to provide a regulatory backbone for the responsible management of our mineral wealth, enhance transparency and accountability, and allow our geoscientific governance with the global best practices.
For so long, our nation's geological data has been fragmented. Through these draft instructions, we are establishing the Geoinformation Management Registry, a central repository that will serve as the legal custodian of all geoscientific data generated by both public and private entities in Ghana. The scope of these draft instructions will cover geological information and licensing agreements, earthquake monitoring and seismic investigations, ground investigations, mineral exploration to pre-feasibility, categories of large-scale geological maps, standards and codes of practice, and lastly, last but not the least, geoheritage and designation of geological heritage sites. Our presence here is not merely ceremonial. The GGSA recognizes that these draft instructions will directly impact on operations, groundwater exploitation, earthquake monitoring, road construction, or academia. We require your constructive contributions and technical inputs to ensure these regulations are practical, just, technically and legally sound before they are finalized and laid before Parliament.
Empany for Moda a National Petroleum Authority ano akasa edi ato abontini sese ye share eye omasue ya emra ebo ho ban no be se mfinhia aduonu enie 20 years nanso emra no nsesan ye bia embem eye sa enenso ewiase adurani mu ewiase ekọ akire niema bebre aba bekenipa asetena ho nti obesre se emra ebo eye NPA fo eho ban na ban ensan hwe eye emra no mu biem no onya nsesan ye kakra ewo
2005 it will become necessary for us to catch up with industry growth industry perspective and the new evolving matters that are coming up. We at the National Petroleum Authority strongly believe in the vision that we have to be the catalyst for economic transformation and growth. Our mission is to regulate, oversee, monitor the petroleum downstream industry in Ghana for efficiency, growth, and stakeholder satisfaction. In the new MPA, the bill, I usually call it the NAPO bill, he together with my brother Collins put that bill together. It tries to bring two things together, the UPPF and the PDM. PDM simply means the depot-to-depot transfer. It also comes with a cost. We absorb that cost through the PDM. That's the primary distribution margin. Now, the bill that will be laid before Parliament soon after consultation tries to commingle both the PDM and the UPPF in now what is called the distribution fund. Then the boss margin, among others, will go into what is now known as the infrastructure fund. So the bill that is under consideration in terms of stakeholder engagement will now be establishing these two funds.
Adishmaima was some cornemu and umpeniform that a National Petroleum Authority. Ano Ekasa actually chiremu a Yagana has a crowd with PMA. Yakasa NPA Omujumedi Omudi and Kasa.
I say. Now, Ministry of Energy too, is answerable to the Energy Committee of Parliament. Jumedi BIA, at the end of the day, yes, send a report at the Command Parliament, but report nefa Energy Committee na ko Parliament na nkasa. Nti ene Ghana Mashrebejamfo omo Energy Committee no. Oma yese ade omo ba MPA abehwe dwumadi ayeye ede aboa oman no netimamufuo. Nti omo ba ye ma omo hu se ye dwumadi ayedi wa ha no. 1 and then see making sure say petroleum products ebewo mamu ha na so timamufuo nyina. Na petroleum products no so ewo mamu ha no so no will be of good quality. And ya enkoba say o de petrol no e de che wo car mu a ebe se wo engine. Sanyoma ni nyina ye na ehwe ho emre bia se ekoba se tanker anya accident a timamufo mamu nko ho se mukwa kwia petrol na diesel a ewo mu no be use mo fidie so e de apa enkrofo se tanker anya accident a menko ho any gallon ana bucket so kwakobu petrol no ejato musisi a enkrofo webrebe hwere omonkwa.
The expectation of the committee has been largely met. We even when we assume leadership position, as I mentioned, we have close to 17 agencies under us, and most of us are not from the industry. And so, for instance, MPA, for instance, we only know them as regulators. But what exactly do they do in the downstream petroleum sector? This visit has really shown us the activity, the processes that they go through to regulate the downstream petroleum sector. So it has really, met our expectation. One of the critical areas is the petroleum stock that we have, whether we have the critical strategy stock that will meet the needs. And so you see it on real time. I mean, it's there display. And also if a tanker takes a fuel from the depot to a filling station, it is regulated and is also monitored so that you don't pass some, as those days where there's no tracker on the tankers, and the tankers take it, fuel from depot meant for a particular filling station, and it's diverted to somewhere else. That's one. Other one has to do with the quality of material, quality of the content that is being transported. In the past, you can easily take it and mix it somewhere, or take products from somewhere and then deposit in a filling station where we have the retail station. Now it's not like that.
Said Ebeya Ghana ene oman eye Sierra Leone yena benyina bom ewusika afamunti na mpanimfo ahwe adan dwumadi edin eda so ene permanent joint commission for cooperation wadan dwumadi yi edi a osusu se no no eba beboa amankita hudi eda amanaman mienu ntem se fa ni se yekua yonkita hudi etitiriu ene koko ena afensu dwadie nkita hudi eda amanaman mienu ntem no betumi ahyemkuna ewo se dwumadi eso
in Sierra Leone for the establishment of a permanent joint commission for cooperation. In Accra on 19 December 2013, a PJCC session has not been convened up until now. Today's meeting is therefore timely and responds adequately to the shared desire to revive our bilateral relations using the framework of the PJCC. As you may already know, the reactivation of the PJCC formed an integral part of the discussions that ensued between President John Dramani Mahama and his brother, President Julius Maada Bio, during the former's visit to Freetown on 18th March 2025. As a follow-up to those discussions and directives by our presidents, our foreign ministries, in collaboration with the relevant ministries, departments, and agencies, have worked closely and diligently over the past months, including exchanging draft memoranda of understanding and position papers in key areas such as the cocoa sector, energy, health, defense, and security cooperation. I am confident that this session and the subsequent signing of the MOUs and an agreement, I'm told there will be 6 MOUs and 1 agreement, that is tremendous effort in just these few days that Ghana and Sierra Leone stand to gain immensely from our joint collaborative efforts and follow-up actions on the effective implementation of these MOUs and agreements.
Today, as we move to formalize that bond through concrete actions and the signing of agreements and memoranda of understanding, we must do so mindful of our shared history, but more importantly, with a clear commitment to ensuring that these MOUs serve as catalysts for the socio-economic development of our 2 countries. During the past 2 days, our technical teams focused on key pillars that are essential for our national development: energy, trade and agriculture, particularly the cocoa sector, and I hope my brother CEO is around, health, the CEO is here, defense and security, tourism, transport and aviation. It is our firm hope that these areas would unlock the potential for accelerated growth, peace and security in our 2 countries.
Yentu ansem so ewo enkran pumpuni mantemu na kopie mu ewo gamanche akachia enei eye Nigeria ahemfo nkese no ba kopa enso aba bepie mu ewo ne naase ne botaye nyina ne se waba enkran emre bebre ne nso wei afi ne nyankopon aya adoma watumi enya kwan se wo ba no aba bechia eye gamanche
for 18 years. I am always in Accra, and this is the first time that my feet has come into this palace. So I've been coming in unofficially, so I guess we can consider this my first official from a traditional point of view. And I'm very glad to be here today. When we were here last year, we overflew and we were at Cape Coast, and I told His Majesty then that I would be coming back again. I did not realize it would be this quickly. And I told him that one day I may show up with my boats on his shore. But before I do that, I would have to pass Gar country. I know you may try to block the water and say I don't go until we come and pay our respects here. So at least I'm learning how to properly navigate my way through Ghana. So, Your Majesty, I am so delighted to see you once again. And I think we're going to do this in a series. I don't know if we have sports fans here. We will do best of 5. We started neutrally in London. We are now in Gar country. I hope in the soonest possible time we can do this in Warri. And then if it is a tie, we'll find another neutral venue to see what the final outcome will be. So once again, it is a pleasure to be here. I'm very, very delightful. On behalf of Gloria and myself and the chiefs who have accompanied me, thank you very much. It's a pleasure. God bless you all.
So welcome to our home today. Today is a day we consider my home. But tomorrow I may be in Warri Kingdom, celebrating the coronation, celebrating with you, because we have bloodlines that have existed centuries over, and these bloodlines has called us to a certain destiny, a path and a duty to fulfill, a mandate of our fathers, who knew more than we would ever know, who saw more than we would ever see, who had tasted blood and soil, blood and sand. This has been the trajectory which has become a testament for us to follow. Our paths are alike. Our paths are similar. We are not just sons, newborns that have been brought alive. And we will fulfill this mandate. As you go to Kumasi, or 2-4, say to the second is my big brother. Today I have you in my home. And the day I come to work, you will give me a second wife. On this note, I say, my brother, you have made me very emotional today, but you're welcome.
Fine, maybe I Premotobre Kaseɛ and when you go to our share, see at once, I'm so near if you mind Ghana, near Diani at Tremu, our Mahudros and some near Beshasie, our Nigeria, and no copium or Honoma Nigeria Mampany. When we young for Ahmed Bullets, maybe at Kratadia command penny for so best, say when you are Bosnia bears a 516 million a year US dollars. So what they best share na a year so to a year by degree, a year highway project and penny for Eddie Association. So the Nyan Sabosian Eddie Red Medianuma and Cabell Penty or the Crata a common penny for.
In the letter read on the floor by the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, the President said the loan sourced from Deutsche Bank will finance sections 1, phase 1A and 1B of the 1,000-kilometer highway project. The road is expected to run from Ilela in Sokoto State through Kebbi, Niger, Kwara, Oyo and Ogun states, terminating in Badagry in Lagos State. The administration said the project will improve connectivity between the northwest and southwest, reduce logistics costs, and enhance trade and food security.
The Senate is invited to note that Sokoto-Badagry Superhighway is a flagship infrastructure project of the New Renewed Hope agenda and designed to open Nigeria's northwest-southwest axis through the construction of an approximately 1,000 kilometers inland dual carriageway, linking Sokoto State, Kebbi State, Niger State, Kwara State, Oyo State, Ogun State.
Emre no modern penny in Mampenini about to so Tanzania and a diamond me who say a course for Honomenipa, a training penny panene, a year and penny for Honoma into Shimu, a diababa twabont, and a sabra no modia Mampenini about to so Tanzania and Nipa Besse, a year ahead ni a year do more 518 and it's one anonymous Owen Siedo.
Othman says 490 of the victims were men, including 21 children and 16 security officers. More than 2,000 people were injured, with at least 120 of them from the security forces. The report also found that 197 people died from shotgun wounds. However, the commission did not assign blame and called for further investigations into who was responsible. Opposition parties and human rights groups have accused security forces of carrying out a violent crackdown on protesters, claims the government denies. President Samia Suluhu Hassan said the violence was part of
When I turn a Gianne, I was Singapore and so I know them and they won't how any nana say it's a Middle East and talk when in say a dear men we and a boy I day. Our Honomona ye Gianne air company sounds on a one Adriano by and my quarter our one what the Ben when we are and so air Casa say a year in raw whatever boss work on a year dear aquachi our honor.
Churns out about 500 baked goods daily. Producing that volume takes about 600 kilograms of flour every week. But since war in the Middle East broke out, costs of most ingredients like flour, cooking oil and butter have gone up by some 15%.
影响是有影响的吧，目前我们还可以 cover 得住那个 cost 啊。如果它继续再起价 ，maybe 就我们会 increase 一点那个 price 哦。
The bakery says it will continue monitoring the situation for another month before deciding to raise prices, especially as higher petrol costs have meant more expensive deliveries. It's a similar challenge faced by baking goods supplier Phoon Huat, particularly for imported products like frozen berries and chocolate. For one, air freight prices have spiked 4 times, while shipping costs are up by 20%. The firm expects cost pressures to intensify over the next 4 to 6 months, as farmers and suppliers grapple with higher fertilizer prices.
Because this is a cycle, so it depends on to which extent the agricultures, the farmers are going to be able to afford the fertilizers and whether it is going to be in time for the next crop, right? So we expect some impact to come in big wheat markets, right? So wheat producers or corn producers. So that's going to have a delayed impact in terms of either shortage or further price impact.
Even then, one analyst says that risks like
Kaseɛbɔ benya bi ahye ewa be fonten PGA so Facebook Ashanti Prime TV, YouTube Ashanti Prime TV and TikTok and say Ashanti Prime TV. Share no comment wa like no wa share e dia maye kama and some me de be so mawie ewa Kaseɛbɔ kwan so na dɔɔso ye ye di makotini bi enie ene Ghana mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ebo Ghanaian contractors abaso sanso and also afọ shama hodo hu sam so nmunyamfo Samuel Kujetu ablakwa esre penifo wa South Africa se won hwe na nkwasoma o magana ade hye wo ekum no oma ano embrase ensamwe ne nsama wodo pie kanam de besomo wosima aduasante me ameje peni e bekenkan wi Kaseɛbɔ yi ma muhia me abonten din ameje so and Miss Nafsat Makrawobia.
Bebrenia koso ewo yemmem ha